Hello everyone, Nick here with McGaughys Suspension. I've got a 2025 Denali HD sitting here, 2500, and it's a Duramax. And I wanted to go over the build of this truck. This is Anthony's truck. He's from Southern California, and he took it over to one of our authorized dealers, Signature Performance in Costa Mesa, California. And I have the opportunity to walk around this truck with you guys and show you all the details and possibly help you build your own truck similar or possibly with a little bit different flair to it for your personal needs. So this one is running our 4-inch McGaughys non-torsion bar drop kit, which you guys have seen it multiple times. Let's show you right here. You see that torsion bar is still in that factory location that's tucked up high underneath, and it connects to the lower control arm, which then has that new bracket to keep it, in the factory position, but still be able to lower down the lower control arms 4 inches. I'll show you the kit over here. That's the kit, and that's where you're going to get your new ride height, 4 inches over factory. As I talk about in all the videos right here, this bolt span from top to bottom, where the new position is for the lower control arm, is now 4 inches drop down exactly. All our bracketry that goes along with it, our diff drops and everything, are also 4 inches, so everything equalizes out. And a great, positive thing about our kit is that if you see here, the holes, the bolts are lined up right over each other. That means that we have no track width gain. So the front wheels do not poke out any further than what it was factory with our lift kit. The significance of that is that you keep your wheels just like they were from factory, other than whatever you do with your wheel offset. That's obviously going to change the poke on the tire and wheel combination, but the factory suspension never changes from the same width. In many cases, a lot of people don't like the front sticking out wider than the rear, and then they want to do wheel spacers and so on and so on. So you don't have to go through all that mess. Our kit does not add any track width. The other great thing about that is that when you're trying to figure out a perfect wheel and tire combo and fitment with how much trimming you're going to need to do or not do, you're not going to have the track width gain added on to your wheel combination. So when this customer wanted these wheels, these are also they're 5.5-inch backspace wheels. So with that said, he wasn't going to add any more, making it seem like a wider wheel or less backspace to where it pokes out more. So this just, like, he could have used these wheels on his factory truck before it was lifted, and then still used them after with our lift kit. So it's just it's a big thing when people are trying to do wheel and tire fitment, that you don't want to go too wide on the wheel, and people will spend all the time getting the perfect wheel and tire figured out, but then not understand that the track width is pushed out, and then that kind of just counteracts on all the work that you've done trying to put together that wheel and tire package to make it fit perfectly. So those are the two major characteristics that I like to point out about our kit not being any wider on the track span. And because, like I said, it is a 4-inch drop kit, you see here the tie rod angles and the CV angles. That's your tie rod right there, and then that's your CV right here. Now, I have had in the past some people say, well, it's not that big of a deal with high angle on your CV shaft. I haven't seen CV shafts, have an issue or anything. Well, they're not really prone to blowing out CV shafts, but at the end of the day, having a flatter CV shaft and flatter tie rod angles, also, control arm angles, ball joint angles and everything, that basically puts it back to how it was factory off the showroom floor, which has the least amount of resistance of pressure, wearable, adding more wear to it. So this right here is going to be the best way to get the best ride quality and the longest lasting component wear pattern out of all your front end parts. So we don't like harsh angles on the CVs or the tie rods. So this one right here at 4 inches represents exactly how it was factory. You can look underneath your factory truck and quickly see that this is exactly how it looks on your truck. Even though we've lifted it up 4 inches, it still is all factory angles and geometry. Let's go over here. This one is also using a upper control arm by us. This is our upper control arm that we sell for the HD trucks. And this just has a better ball joint angle, and it also has a little bit more geometry added into the control arm to allow for a better alignment spec, more truer alignment spec. Can you get an alignment with your factory upper control arm? Yes, you can. This just has a little bit more allowance to get a little bit better of an alignment. Not so much at 4 inches, but like, let's say if you wanted to level out your truck, because this is the same control arm that you would use on a leveling kit, our leveling kit, or if you wanted to take this kit up to 5 inches or even 6 inches, which I usually start to tell people, if they're looking at going 6 inches right out of the gate with this kit, you might as well look at our 7-inch kit. There's just other benefits to go in that direction, which we can discuss if you want to reach out to me and talk to me more directly about it. But let's just concentrate on this 4-inch kit here. This one has our upper control arms. It also has our satin black billet ball joint caps. And if you see here, just identify real quickly how much space we have. Well, we got 3 fingers. 3 fingers right there. So could you add a little bit more backspace to it? Possibly, but the only problem that you start to run into, which is not always just a spindle, but the tie rod pickup point for the spindle and the actual tie rod ball and socket area. So that right there becomes a problem. It's real tight in that area. We are allowing an 18x9 with a 5.75 backspace wheel. So this is a 5.5. It could go in another 1/4 inch and still be okay and fully functional and everything like that. But this is the setup right here, how this one is. This one's got our M84 series shocks that comes with the kit. Really nice valve shock. We've put a lot of time and dedication into valving that shock right there. And the benefits comes down to is ride quality. So like, people ask me, like, how much better can you get a ride quality out of the lift kit when you lift it compared to being factory? Well, the honest part of this is that these trucks come with a very softly valved shock off showroom floor. I know they're stickered sometimes with a Rancho sticker, or possibly another, you have your Multimatics too as well, but let's just talk about the standard shocks. And the standard body shocks, they are really loosely valved, and you feel a lot of harshness coming through this heavy spring rate because it's a heavy duty truck. So what happens is when you do our 4-inch kit, the first thing is that our 4-inch kit is going to keep everything at proper angles and proper geometry. So you're not going to have any type of suspension bind, which is a contributing factor to a harsh ride. The next thing is that you're going to be doing our M84 series shocks, which have a lot of valving, a lot of time in, progressing the valving and making it as best as possible. So that is going to be another benefit. And then from there, you're going to be swapping out your wheels and tires, your factories, which usually are either an 18 or 20-inch wheel. And then they have a heavy duty tire underneath it, which, is usually like an 80 PSI tire. So really harsh and hard tire to be riding on, which it does have its benefits because of payload. But then you can go to an aftermarket tire like this, and you're still going to get your payload, but now you can you'll have more sidewall, which is going to help with your ride quality. And then you can also play around with tire PSI as well, which would help out with ride quality. These are 37-1250 Nitto Ridge Grapplers. Really nice tire. I've personally used them. I personally have them on my HD right now, and I love them. Really good tire. Ride real nice. They're quiet, and they last a long time. So personal experience, been great. We see a lot of these HD trucks built with these tires on it. Good tire to go with. And so that's the tire and wheel setup. I want to go into fitment wise. So 37-1250 on an 18x9 5.5 backspace wheel, which comes out to be a positive 12 offset. You're going to notice here we've got basically your inner fender well felt that was cut a little bit higher to allow for space so then this tire does not catch the felt, the inner fender well. And then it curves down to the bottom of the bumper. Just a nice little finishing touch on there. And then basically start about, I want to say about 1.5 inches on the lower valance, and then just a nice radius up. And then they radiused it right here and radiused it onto the inside, so then it's just a real clean finish. If I wanted to point this out to you, or anyone that ever sees this doesn't really even notice that it's been modified. It's not all chopped up or crazy or anything like that. So a really nice little finish touch. I would call this more of a medium modification. A slight one would be to where you barely even have to touch this area. You just have to touch the bottom one. So this one is going to probably be, in my opinion, a medium trim, which again is not bad at all. And this will give the proper clearance for this tire to swing back and forth, left to right, without catching this corner or the lower valance. There is proper amount of room, so some people might say, oh, that's a little bit more than what I want to cut. But the thing is that could you clear it with less? Clear it left to right on even ground, yes, but when you still have to accommodate for articulation and suspension compression and whatnot. So that's where that one's, cut in that medium format that I would like to, say it is. And then over on the back side here, what was done is right here, they call this, GM calls this a mudflap. So this is a mudflap delete, because the factory one would be hanging down about yay, and basically when the tire swings back and forth, it catches it. And then, so this one's tucked up a lot, tighter up against the bottom of the cab. And then if you notice inside there, it has a nice amount of pullback. That's what's called a Fender pullback kit. So that bracket has been installed as well. Could you fit this without any of this stuff? Quite possibly, but the thing is, like I like to try to tell people, is that again, just turning on level ground left to right is not what you want to accommodate for. You need to have allowance for compression and articulation of the truck. I don't mean like rock crawling articulation. I just mean coming in and out of uneven situations, whether you're in the city or if you're off-road or whatever. So that's just something to think about. Again, like I said, it's got the mudflap deletes up front. This is a 6-piece kit, which comes with one on each side for the front. And then on the back, you have the mud flaps that also hang down on both sides of the rear tire. So that makes up, the front side's another 2 and the rear side's another 2. So that's where the 6-piece kit comes into play. And you can see here, just a nice little finishing touch. Makes it look real nice. So that is pretty much, the gist of this build here. I haven't measured this truck out yet, but I will do that, and then I'll leave it down in the description, because you guys know that I'm really, really a big stickler about measuring these trucks out and making sure that you guys can emulate it down to the T with exactly how much trimming. Because I will say, if you take your truck to a shop or you're doing it in your driveway and you buy our kit, you install it with this exact same wheel and tire combination. What I don't want happening is, I don't want someone to put the truck down on the ground and then raise the ride height higher to not have to trim, okay? That is one way to get around it. Problem is if you raise the truck up higher than the 4-inch mark, you're gonna induce more working angles to the CV, the tie rod. Basically, you're gonna go up to 5 inches when, your best results is to keep it down at 4 inches and not raise the truck up too tall. And that goes for any type of, wheel and tire fitment when you're working on these HD trucks. You have to be very, very mindful of the ride height and droop travel. At droop travel is basically when you take this truck at static ride height. This is what's called static. You measure from the center hub to the fender lip here, or you can just measure from the top of the tire to the fender lip. But at 4 inches, you'll be sitting at 28 inches from the center hub to the fender. And then when you jack the truck up and you allow that front tire to hang, that's what's called droop travel. These trucks off the showroom floor come with about 3¼ inches of droop travel. And anytime that you raise the ride height any higher, you lessen the droop travel, which can deteriorate the ride quality and the end drivability of the truck. So We do classify this to go up to 6 inches, which would still allow for, you know, minimal droop travel, but I like to try to sell this kit to a guy that wants to run it at about 4 to 5 inches max, in my opinion, just to have the best results. Again, like I said earlier, if you want to go up to 6 inches, we have a 7-inch kit that you can ride at 7 inches and have the full, you know, all the working angles correct and full droop travel, just like this one has. But like right now, this one, I'm not going to measure this one at droop travel, but typically droop travel on these trucks are sitting at about 3.5 inches at 4 inches of ride height. So we're in that stroke pattern of about a 50-50 of compression to droop travel on these truck, just about, you know, and that is a big deal to where you're not going to diminish any of the ride quality of the truck, and you're not going to, you know, worsen any of the working angles or any of that stuff. So if you want the best results, ride quality, drivability, you want to kind of go off of those figures of just staying within that. Can you go higher? Yes, you can. But again, you start to change your results of the overall truck. I will leave down below the overhead, you know, cab with the fin. Ride height, I'll include the stance from front to back, and I measure off the pinch welds that are right underneath these electric running boards here, because that right there is a big, it's probably, in my opinion, the best way. Right there, pinch weld, and it goes all the way down to the back side as well. That is a perfectly straight part of the truck to figure out how level it is as high compared to the front. And again, this one is running a 1 3/4 rear block in the back, no shims. So if you yourself want to raise it up a little bit higher, you have that availability to just put a, you know, 1 or 2 shims in it. Let's just walk around the truck real quick here and show you guys what it looks like. Beautiful truck. It's black, a lot of chrome. You know, these typical Denalis are just super nice, and obviously they've got the nice interior as well. So if you guys ever have any questions, want to build a truck, and you just need help trying to figure out what of our lift kits is the best for you and what you want to do, you know, for tire and wheel fitment, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram or on Facebook. Those are two of the best ways to get a hold of me, because YouTube is not that friendly of like for messages or to communicate. So I would say that that's probably the best way for you to get a hold of me on the McGaughys Facebook or Instagram. Just reach out. My name is Nick. I'll be more than happy to, you know, chat with you and figure out what is the best, you know, setup for what you're looking to do. Tire and wheel combos, I can give you, you know, ideas on that. These are the Hostile Battles in a satin black, and they're a really nice wheel. Again, 5.5, positive 12. But there's a lot of other ones too. If you want to go with something a little bit different, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks as always, guys, and appreciate all the love and all the comments about these trucks. And we look forward to helping you build your truck very soon here.